are Friday again, but it's the 3rd of October. Gosh, imagine saying 3rd of October. When did January end? But yeah, we've been a bit busy here, so I suppose we've missed a few months along the way. But okay, hope everybody's okay. We're all ready for tile 586. And what have I done today? I have inked tile, regular sort of white creamish tile, and I've not done anything else with it. I've used a little bit of a pinky colour here, a little bit of yellow there, nothing crazy, and just left it on the side until I was ready. So if you're all good to go, shall we make a start? Okay, I think first things first, I want to give myself a little bit of a guide. So, okay, I'm going to bring my ruler in for this. Do this lightly, because which way do I go with it? Do I have it that way or that way? You know, I don't think it really matters. Oh, decisions, I'm going to go that way. Might change when I've drawn it anyway. Okay, so I'm going to sort of give myself a little bit of space. Well, let's find the middle first, shall we? That would help, wouldn't it? Let's find the middle, about there. Instead of me trying to work out what on earth I'm doing. Okay, got the middle. So I'm going to sort of come a little bit either side. So imagine I've not quite split it into half. Imagine maybe splitting it into, I don't know, maybe 3-ish. It just gives me a guide. Let's put that in. Okay. See, just check my eye. Same on this side. So I'm lining up that line there, just to see how it goes. Okay, that gives us a little bit of a starting point, doesn't it? So let's go in a little bit. Okay. So your choice today, whether you want to come straight in with pen or whether you want to do pencil. But I'm going to go straight in with pen. It's something we've not done, it feels, for ages. So I thought I'd just go with it today and see what happens. No, I have planned, honestly, I have planned. So here we go. I'm going to start at the top edge. Oh, hang on a second. That looks like a 5. I don't want to use a 5. I want to use a 3, don't I? 5's a little bit thick for a tile. Okay. So I'm going to come sort of down here. Let's have a look. I'm going to start up here. Now, if you want to start on the other side, please feel free, because I know sometimes left-handed and all that, bit of a curl, see? And then I'm going to curl back. Go, look, like that. You see? Let's go in a little bit so you can see. So you see, I've sort of started to come almost back on myself. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Creating that shape, okay? And then I'm going to continue that all the way up to the top. Okay. Panic over. So let's have a look then. I'm going to sort of come from, I don't know, maybe about here. Maybe about here, look. And I'm going to do something similar. Now it helps because I've got that across for the middle. Well, see, there's my curl. So I'm not touching the middle yet. And then follow it back round like that. You see, it's a little bit flat there. If I'd got that and I'd done it in pencil, I would have changed it. But I'm not worried about it. It's only the first part, you see. And I'm turning it round. So when I draw the rest of it in, I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. All right. So see where this is touching this line? I want to bring it underneath. I want it to go to the top there. Let's put that in. Okay. Let's have a little look further down. Okay. And let's have a look. So I'm going to come from about here now. And I'm going to come down. And sweep it round. Back in. Part way up. Till I feel comfortable. And then when you don't so much, move your paper and start it again. Okay, so this time let's have a look where this is going to go. I can decide. I don't really want it to go all the way in there, so let's take it from there and up. I'm in control. It's my piece, so I can have it going where I want. I can guide it. I could have gone all the way around. Anything you like. So we're ready for another one. Notice this one's got a little bit bigger than those two. So let's sort of follow that in. And I'm going to come down and around here. like so. So it's almost at the bottom now. And now again, look, pick it up where you left off. Follow it round. And work it up. See, little bits. Okay. And then again, I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to take this all the way along there. And then bring it back round this way. Like that. Okay, so we've got sort of 4 going all down. This is why we kept that little bit of a line there, just to help us get that started. So let's have a look at the next bit. All right, so I've got a curl going that way, so I'm going to just follow that line down and so sort of pick it up from about there, and I'm going to put another curl in going that way. Just neaten that up and then in and along, sort of following it into there. So I'm going to do the same with this one. Now, I'm not worrying about staying in the lines anymore. Not that I was worried anyway, but you know what I mean. I'm not staying in the lines anymore. I'm probably going a bit rogue out of them. But see, look, I've followed it all the way through just like I did the others. Like this one. Kind of coming around there. And again, I think these are easier because now you've already got something down. You can follow what's been before. You see, now this is starting to get a little bit interesting up here, isn't it? Then one more. I'm going to go smaller with this one. I'm going to keep that one inside there. And then back up and along. And again, follow it through underneath there. Okay, looks nice. Can almost be a little bit of a Christmassy kind of warbly kind of thing, couldn't it? You know, oh, let's get rid of my lines now. Bring my little brush in. Okay, so I know I smudged it there a little bit. That was a little bit me being a bit quick to let it go, but that's okay. All right. So next little bit, let's have a look. I'm going to come in with, let's do it here. I'm going to come up and round like a little bobble, like that. And then I'm going to follow that shape round again. All the way around, giving me that kind of vibe. And just I'm going to put myself a little kind of a highlight. And then in and along there, like so. So I've filled it in. Okay, let's do another one of those. I'm going to come sort of down and round here. So there's my little line with a bubble on. I could colour that in now if I wanted to. Look, leave that little bubble for a highlight. And then I'm going to come around my shape and down. Right, one more I reckon, sort of down here somewhere. Let's go down this way. And again, I'm going to put that little bubble in, go around it. And along. And in. Okay, 3 of those. All right, like that. So I'm going to put myself a little kind of bubble on the top like so. Looks like a big little thing with a nose. And I'm going to do another one, but this time look, it's going underneath like it's overlapping. So let's do a few of those. Let's get it smaller as we work our way down. Like a little sort of a hairdo, isn't it? So let's do similar here. Okay, so I'm going to start this way this time. And each one overlaps, look. Sort of works our way down. Same with this one, of course. Start with the same sort of position-ish, and then down they go. See, I've got that kind of shape going on. Okay, I think I've got a little space like that. Maybe you have too. I'll put a few bubbles in there. And then any little gaps we're going to fill in. It's just a nice little filler shape to do in there. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to come in. Let's have a look. I'm going to come in here. It's going to go up. It's going to go underneath, like so. And then another one. And then along. So I've got that. Let's go in a little bit now. So what we're up to this weekend, I know we've been given rain across the country. That's a little bit worrying, I'm not going to lie. We have started to sort out our issues with water coming in, but it's still quite a way to go. Okay, so I'm taking my time around that, putting that shape in. Looks like it's going inside, doesn't it? I like to do those, they look really good. But today, a little bit different. So I'm going to sort of come round from the same sort of position there and make it a little bit wider like that. And let's put some lines on it. And that way. Okay. And then I'm going to sort of come from the same place again and make it a little bit wider. I've got a bit of a bubble on the top. And then if I put little kind of leafy shapes in there, let's fill those in. Oh, dropped my pen. That was because I was so chilled out and relaxed. And it shows that I don't hold my pen too tight. It just, yeah, gives you a mistake. Okay, let's have a little look at how sweet is that? That's lovely, isn't it? Let's have a look. All right, see, it's just sort of sticking out down there. So let's do a couple more of those. I'm going to go this side now. And so coming from sort of the sort of mix up of lines and shapes there, let's do another double line. And let's watch that again. Look, it's like a little oval shape that I fill in. All right, I'll zoom in a minute so you can see where. Okay. That's. Oh, doesn't want to move. You know, sometimes you try and zoom in your fingers, I don't know, they just don't seem to want to do it, do they? Okay. So, along we go, round that shape there. And again, remember, we come from the same point there. Bring it out and round a little bit, and back in, on the other side. Start in the middle, look. Lines, following it round. Same on this one. Then same point again, start and finish. But we're going to make it a rounder kind of bubble shape. And then 3 little leafy shapes in the middle like that. Get the idea? Okay, so if I move out again, if I can, there you go. I'm going to put a couple more of them in. So I'm going to have one sort of coming out and around here. And then I'm going to have one coming around here, so that's going to sort of go underneath that a little bit. And then probably another one down. Let's have another one down here. So I'm putting my lines in first. You can do them all separately if you want to. But I've kind of set out what I'm going to do now, so I can enjoy my time drawing the shapes around it. I don't have to think where they're going to go. Around, I'm going to do the bubble bit, and then I can turn it and put lines in. So in this instance, you don't have to do it all in sequence. You can do little bits as you're going. Then see, look, it leads me into this one. You're going to see part of it, look. Okay, so same again. So on this occasion, I might as well put that in. And up and round. Maybe I'll see a little bit of it there, look. That's a decision you can make if you've got something in the way. Goes like that. Okay, one more then, let's do this one. So again, around we go, fill in the sides. And we go like that, and then around. Let's put those little lines in. And then again, around we go. And put our little shapes in like that. Okay, let's have a little look at this. So I've got a couple more sort of little sections now. Look, I've got one here, one here. So here, I don't want it to sort of be in the same row. So being that I've got one, I'm going to fill that sort of section in with bubbles. So again, I started in the middle, and I'm going to work my way around the edges, like so. A little bit of detail. So, next little shape, let's have a look at this. I'm going to come out here. So I'm going to come up and over there. And then usually doing a leaf, you could come back and do all sorts of things. And I do like my wavy ones. But today I'm going to come out and put a curl on the end, like that. And then sort of part way underneath, I'm going to join it back to the line, okay? So let's do that the other way. So I'm going to go up, like that. And then I'm going to come down and round and put a curl in. And then part way down, it's going to come back and join the line. So let's do another one, like up, sort of out a little bit in a curl, and then bring it back in. Let's put some little dots on that line there. Don't have to be the same sort of length or distance apart or size. Let's have one here, look. Let's get over under quite a lot of stuff there, but that's okay, follow it through. Let's have a look at it. So I definitely need another one there, I think. It's absolutely crying out for it. Okay, see, putting the little dots on. Yeah. Do I want a couple more? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 1, 6, 7. I've got, yeah. Sometimes counting things and thinking, where am I with them? It really helps focus, and you think, well, okay, I need another 1 or 2. So let's put one in here. So again, round and curl. And down we go. Joining up, little dots. See? So if I put another one in here, it's going to sort of look a little bit out of balance because I don't really have many on the other side, you see, but it needed that. So it definitely needs something here. So, okay, let's do it. Round we go, look. Bring it back. And I'm not worried about it. Let's just have one so it looks like it is sitting behind that one. Gives that nice sense of depth, doesn't it? How's that looking? Okay. One more little thing, and this is something we've done before, but we don't always use them so much. So let's bring that in. Let's do one here to start with. I'm going to come out here. Little dot, and then I'm going to come along like this, and then zigzag, getting smaller and smaller. Yeah. So you can have these going over or under, because with them being a black line, you can put them wherever you want to have them. You can have one, don't want one sort of in the same direction, you know what I mean? Let's put one in here, have that going sort of behind. Let's have a little look. Let's do one here. So I'm not really going out of the way. I'm kind of filling in some of these little sections. So let's put a little curl and a bobble on, giving them a little bit of a flourish there. Let's bring one here. Look, it's going to come underneath that, over that one, under there. So we can put those little on with bobbles. You see, filling those in with a little bit of ink is starting to give, you know, the bit in the middle where it's got some gaps structure now. So also that sense of depth because we're going over things. Let's have another one here. So I am going to put a few of these in. Normally, remember I used to restrict you because I knew you used to get really excited and put loads in. But today we can have a few going on in there, I reckon. See, they're sort of working down that middle little area there. Let's put one there. So one coming out here. Let's go over that. Okay. Little shapes. It's going to go under there, look. It's nice to have that option, isn't it? Of mixing things up a bit. Let's do one here. Okay, little zigzags. One again, little shapes going on there. One more. And let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that's probably enough. I think let's have a couple little bubbles kicking off around the place. Not going to overdo it, just a few in there. Okay, so it's really quite busy in the middle of all this now, which is really nice. I wanted something a bit different. So let's bring I'm going to bring a tiny bit of colour in today, not much at all. Let's have a look. A little bit of, being that I've got a bit of peach down here, I'm going to come in with a bit of peach. And I'm going to add a touch of that, you know, on those bubbles that we drew in there. And sort of giving this a little bit. Make sure that that ink's dry before you put any colour on. Notice I've just coloured that little bit there. So let's do a bit similar. Just sort of part of it. And I'm kind of sticking within where I've got the peach going on. See? So here I'm not going to do this one or this one. So I'm going to bring in, let's have a look, a bit of, there it is, light orange. Let's add that in there. So I'm kind of working the two colours together. Same on this one. But the peach is the dominant one there. This is just filling in the other side. Again, I could have used white, but I'm going to use the colour today. So let's go with this one now. Is it my light orange? Again, do the same that I did with the peach. Yeah, but a little bit of a one there, that's okay. So I'm going to add a bubble in there, top of that. A little bit of colour. Yeah. So a lighter yellow now. What do I have in my little pack of colours here? Is citrus yellow. Let's bring in my citrus yellow and fill in the other side of those little flower shapes. Okay. So these, let's have a look. These ones, yeah, I think I'm going to bring in a little bit of pink. Now, of course, it depends on whether you want to put colour on or not, whether you got similar colours to me. I'm going to add a little bit of pink in them too. So I've added that pink look sort of on the lines there. Another one there. But then I'm going to come in with my white, just making sure always that your white pencil look is clean. And let's outwork them in with a little bit of that. So you don't want to be colouring with green and then decide you're going in with a pink and you'll still have remnants of the green on your white pencils. It needs to change. But speaking of green, a little bit of grass green, or sunny green. Just on these here, just a little bit just down one edge. See, just the longer edge there. So My colours, I'm quite subdued with them, so I don't want to sort of overkill with colour, but it's nice to put a little bit in. And of course, if you don't want to, absolutely don't have to. See that you need a little bit of yellow in there. And where's that white again? Again, just making sure. Put a little bit in there. See how that's sort of looking now? Sort of goes a little bit. Oh, missed one. Oh, Kathy, it has, hasn't it? It has been a little while since I put one of those in. There you go. Okay, so we got all the little leaves in now, a little bit of white on each one. It helps because I've got a little bit of ink in the background. All right, bit of regular pencil now. I'm going to come down the stems of those sort of odd shapes. A little bit of a highlight look like this in there. So just want, you know, where they could sort of crisscross, give them a little bit of pencil as well. Bit of a highlight in there. You can't really be really prescriptive down here because there's a lot going on, and that's what we wanted. So I'm just kind of adding pencil in here and there. So let's have a look. Let's soften a few things off. So who's up for the October Diary Challenge? I know that we're perhaps looking at the 6th, I think, for that. I think Yvonne's going to be doing that with you, one of our teachers. So looking forward to that. She's great. So if you're not sure what it is, you know, you need to join in. You don't have to have a diary to do it. Although it might be that you've decided that you are going for a diary because they launch on Saturday. Tomorrow. Whoa, tomorrow. Yeah, on Hobby Maker. Okay, you see, I did that little bit, sort of softened it off in places. Bring little bits in. Yeah, just want to bring a little bit more pencil in. It's just sort of kind of around it. Now, it doesn't matter which way round it is. See, so I'm going to put a little bit of pencil on some of these, just around both sides, just on that inside bit there, you see. When it gets sort of further out, I don't think I'm going to bother too much about that today. I just want to sort of have... Oh, Alison, yeah, it's... honestly, I like to leave it up to the teacher who's done the actual original video, but we all loved it, so... We love everybody. We're just really pleased that you all take part, and we have to choose somebody. We'd love to choose everybody, but we can't. So, yeah, worthy winner. Just nice, isn't it? Just, you know, you're enjoying it anyway, and doing it in your diary. So, there you go. See, it's got a little bit of something going on. All right, let's bring in a little bit of Decisions in my night sky. See where I've just put that? Let's go in a bit of shadow. Just want to go in with a little bit of darkness. See, just ease it off. Doesn't have to be a lot. Of course, you can't blend this, so just be a little bit careful with it. Make sure your pencil's sharp. Okay. All right, let's have a little look. See, look how that little bit of blue in the middle there has just made it a little bit different, having that sort of orangey pink going on. All right, so last thing to do then, sign your work. Always do that. It doesn't have to be really noticeable. It can be hidden and mixed in, but whatever you want to do. So there we go. Okay, what's going on then? Tomorrow, yes, on Hobby Maker. Couple of hours there. So we've got the new diary launching. We've also got a couple of new stencils for you. You're going to meet Jelly Bean, our new teddy bear. A few ways on how to draw him and see what he's getting up to. And a little bit of the symbols kind of thing going on as well. But if you're not and you're out and about, have a great weekend. And as I say, I think the next diary challenge, or the diary challenge for October, is Monday. Is that the 6th? Yeah. And then, of course, back to tiles Tuesday, Friday is normal. So have a bit of fun with this one. Enjoy it. And let's see what you get up to with it. So, okay. Have a good one, everybody. Take care. And I'll see you soon. Bye.